let's try and check the spark plug with this new camera, and let me know how it looks. It's still on the gray area, but I think we are heading the right direction. So how does one actually tune a Mikuni carburetor? There are 3 important positions of the throttle. You have idle and 1/4 throttle, that's the bottom part. And then you have 1/4 to 3/4 throttle, that's the middle part. And then you have wide open throttle, or 3/4 until wide open throttle, that's the top part. So for the bottom part, the mixture gets controlled by the pilot circuit, and that's the pilot jet, which is next to the main jet, the tiny one, which I've shown earlier in the carburetor cleanup. And this tiny little screw here, this also regulates the mixture. If this screw is in front of the carb, you loosen the screw to get a richer mixture and turn it in to get a leaner mixture. If it's on the back side, then it actually regulates fuel, and then it's the opposite way. Pull it out for leaner and pull it in for richer. So that's the first part. The second part is actually controlled by the throttle needle that's in the slide, as I've shown, or I will show you in a bit. Raising the needle lets in more fuel at half throttle. So raising the needle, aka pulling the clip on the top notch, the bottom notch, sorry, will let in more fuel and will richen the mixture. And at wide open, or at 3/4 to wide open throttle, the mixture gets regulated by the main jet. So I've been changing main jet without actually doing a full wide open throttle test. We're still breaking in the cylinder, so I'm not going to run it wide open for a while now. So I'm now actually regulating the bottom 2 parts of throttle. So the idle and 1/4 throttle and half throttle position. So I've just screwed in this mixture screw all the way in. That's completely lean. And then by going 2.5 turns out, that should be completely rich. I think giving it even more will probably loosen the screw too much. And if it needs more than 2.5 turns out, then the pilot jet is too small. But we can test it like this. So that's what we'll do. So just take the slide off. Don't lose your spring. This is the needle. As you can see, there are 5 indentations, and this little clip holds it in place. I'm going to put it all the way at the bottom. That puts the needle at the highest position, and assemble this thing back. So just did a little 4-kilometer test drive, and it's still a bit hesitant. I will let the engine cool down and check the spark plug, check the color of it, and maybe that'll tell me if it needs more fuel or if I'm having too much now. The set of jets I have only goes to 125. I'm currently running a 115. So let's put in the 125 and hope I don't have to order the bigger set. All right, let's put the spark plug back in and change the jet again. So we got the carb out, take the float bowl off so we can change the jet. The bowl is still full of fuel, no big deal. We got the 115 jet. Let's put this one back in and go for 125. 125. I hope this thing will have enough fuel now, because it's the biggest jet I currently own. But I definitely want this thing to be a little bit on the rich side. First reason for, of course, the mixture. The running a lean engine, especially during braking, is a big risk. And also adding fuel lowers the intake temperature, so that the engine should run a bit cooler. Not sure if it makes that much of a difference, but in theory it should. The carb is back on, so let's give it some fuel and fire this thing up. So we just did a plug chop, which is the plug chop at half throttle. So you drive the bike at half throttle and a bit of load at maybe half of its RPM range, and then kill the ignition and pull in the clutch so the bike doesn't idle anymore, because idling still can change the color of your spark plug. So I've tried to do that. The plug is still hot. And the color is still on the gray side, which is very strange. I'm not sure why. Am I still running lean? I'm not sure. I will investigate further. I will let you guys know if I found the issue, or if you guys know the issue, please let me know. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. If you've liked the Insta360 footage, let me know. There is a link in the description. And see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned for more on this bike, so subscribe, and more on that bike as well. I'm still waiting for the license plate. I'm waiting very anxiously so I can get it on the road finally. So stay tuned, subscribe, and hit that like button, because algorithm. And see you on the next one. Bye.